Hey, what's up? I'm Matt.
Yeah.
Let me say it like my normal self.
Tell me about, yeah, be you.
Should I just say like I grew up in the church all my life, like off rip?
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up? My name's Matt. I grew up in Savannah, Ohio. I've been attending church since I was young.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. So going to church all my life. Once I was like past the age of 16, when I had my license, I noticed like every weekend I would like try to make plans on Saturday nights to where I wouldn't like end up being home that night, and then that led to me like stop going to church for a while, and it turned into me like only going to church like Christmas services, Easter services, that kind of thing. And very quickly, like looking back now, I realized how bad my life started to get, like falling away from like growing my faith, or like at least trying to. I realized the decisions I started to make weren't good at all. I noticed my life changed like pretty dramatically, like looking back on it now. I made really bad decisions. I was smoking weed, drinking, vandalizing neighborhoods, like just doing the worst things possible as a kid. So I guess I realized doing all these wrong things that I started to like self-induce anxiety and depression on myself. I noticed my moods change. I was really irritable. Like, I guess, is that good?
Yeah.
What do you think I should do now?
Just keep going. Like, what was that like? What was like? Take us to like the depth of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess like I would have sleepless nights, like anxiety attacks. There'd be days where I would just want to skip school and lay in bed all day. I wouldn't want to hang out with anyone. I just want to distance myself. I would be rude to all my family. Like, no matter how nice my mom or dad would treat me, I would just kind of resent them. And there was a time in my life where I definitely felt like I pushed my brother away, who has always been really close. And I was just always in that awful state of just being really crappy to them, like really rude to them. And so there was just times where I would just be sleeping like 13 plus hours a day, barely eating, barely doing anything, just like realizing like I really just didn't even want to be alive, because like I'm not doing anything with myself. I'm just laying there. I felt like useless and empty and like just alone, even though I had like so many loving people around me. And I guess that's how I realized like I had reached like the lowest point I've ever felt in my life. I just constantly was thinking of suicide and like just ending my life, because I just wasn't happy at all. Whether it was just like me going into the kitchen at night with like a knife and just like standing there, like just like dang, that's tough to say. Just going into the kitchen at night and grabbing a knife and just like holding it up to my neck, or holding a gun to my head. I thought of myself as just worthless, not enough for anyone really, not enough for even myself. Like, I felt like my life was just a waste of space, like someone else deserved the life I had. I guess I felt like I was unlovable in a sense. Like I wasn't wanted by anyone. I wasn't really that important to anyone. Like I was just kind of there, like filling a void, I guess. I guess being at my darkest point, I realized that I needed to make a change in my life, because I couldn't just keep battling with myself on wanting to end my life. But I still felt like an emptiness or a void, like something was missing. And so then my brother would ask me a lot, like, hey, come to Soma City. When I finally decided to go to church, I went to Soma, and my first day there, I felt so welcomed. I had people coming up and saying hi to me, and I knew like it was because they knew Nate and they knew I was his brother, and they were just excited to see me there. I guess as I kept attending Soma every service, I just felt my life filling up. I felt that emptiness going away. After attending Soma for a few weeks and actually furthering myself with him and learning more and more about him and like wanting to focus on Jesus and build that relationship that I needed, I noticed my life go from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. I just felt so loved by everyone around me. I felt much more kindness and compassion towards others. I felt less irritable. No matter how I was treated by other people, like I remember I was so quick to anger, and after having Jesus' love, I just felt more at ease, I would say. I didn't feel like I had to be so aggressive anymore towards like things that bothered me. Like I learned to let things go and just forgive and forget. Now finally having Jesus in my life and living through me, I've realized that thoughts are only thoughts and they can be combated through him. I've realized that people really do love and care for me, and I now see that my life has purpose. Good.
Yeah.